Jus4SweetZ here. We're getting ready to make the topping to our apple rum bundt cake, microwave cake. And I'm picking at it. I just took it out of the microwave and flipped it over. So you'll have to watch that video if you're just catching this one. See how pretty it is. I actually had to increase the cooking time to 17 minutes in the microwave. Usually it's only 12, but because of all the moisture, it had to go 17 minutes. So I have to put that on the next video. But there's the cake. So now we're going to make the beautiful glaze for the top. And then I have some whipped cream that I made while the cake was baking. Now you can use Cool Whip if you want to. I wouldn't recommend canned whipped cream because it evaporates so much, but I made homemade whipped cream. Right now we're going to make the glaze. It's fairly simple. We have a small saucepan. We're going to put it on about medium heat. I have 1 stick of butter in there. And we're going to get that going. To that, we're going to add a ½ cup of rum, because it is a rum cake. Now, I had said in the last video I didn't have enough rum, so I'm actually mixing rum and amaretto together. But that's kind of good, because amaretto has a very strong flavor, and you don't want to overpower the cake. You want to be able to taste all the flavors in the cake. So we're going to go ahead and pour that in, and then I'm going to use a ¼ cup of the coconut milk that we have left over. Pour that in there, and we need 1 cup of sugar. So let's go ahead and pour the cup of sugar in there, and we're going to get that boiling. Get a whisk, get that going, and all we're going to do is just heat this up. Let it all melt. Let the sugar dissolve, because that's the main thing, is we want the sugar to dissolve because we're making a glaze. So just stir everything together while it's heating up. The cake is really good. I've tested all the edges and everything. All the little chopped nuts everywhere. It's really good. Hopefully she'll like her birthday cake. It's kind of one of my dessert 911s. I didn't have time last night. I didn't get off work till really late last night. And I did not have time to come home and bake cupcakes or anything. I came home and I was actually really exhausted. And then I had to get my grandson to bed. So I didn't have time to do what I wanted to do. So this morning I thought, I can't go to work without a birthday cake because everybody gets one. So I decided to do this one for her. And this is one that I've never done for the shop before. So I think they'll like it. Now yesterday I had the honor of one of my friends at work making me cupcakes for my birthday. I didn't have to make my own, and that was really nice. They were chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting, and they were delicious. They had little Reese's peanut butter cups on top, some disco dust for glitter, because I'm all about the bling, and it was really, really good. We enjoyed them thoroughly. So today it's my turn to make a birthday cake for somebody. I just want to get that boiling. As soon as we get that boiling and everything's dissolved, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour that on top of our bundt cake here. Just give it a drizzle. It's starting to boil right now. Just whisk it together to get that sugar evaporated. Not evaporated, dissolved. I'm not using the right word. I have my whipped cream in the fridge here that I've already pre-bagged. So it's ready to go. And like I said, feel free to use Cool Whip or anything. I just have a star tip in there. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the center of my bundt cake with whipped cream. So let all those, that smells really good. Let all that melt together. Just let it boil a little bit. We don't want it to overboil because we don't want it to turn into caramel or anything. We just want it to be a nice glaze over the top. See the edges? I don't know if you can see this, but the edges are boiling. Let's see if I can get a close up here. The edges are starting to boil. You just want to keep, that helps, this helps dissolve that sugar a little bit. Okay, so I think we got that good. I'm going to go ahead and bring this back just a tad. Okay, let's go ahead and let's pour this glaze over the top of, I'm going to actually use a ladle. I'll pour this glaze over the top of our delicious rum cake. Just kind of go ahead and ladle it on. You want the cake to soak up the glaze because it all goes inside and gives the cake its flavor. And I'll probably take, I'm not going to pour all this on right now because I don't want the cake to be a soggy mess, but I'll probably take the extra to work so that people can pour more on their pieces of cake if they want to. This is just to help let it soak up all those delicious flavors. This is probably an over 21 cake, but most of the rum, most of the alcohol cooks out, so I don't think you really have to worry about it. It's more about the taste. So you can see we have quite a bit of glaze left over. We could actually probably even get 2 cakes out of this one, out of this glaze recipe. So make a double cake recipe and then pour your glaze, or save your glaze and put it on the side for people to put it over the top of their cake. So there we have our bundt cake. Now I have our whipped cream, and I have my star tip on top. I'm gonna fill the center, but I need to let that cool a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put little, whoop, and here comes the whipped cream out the top. Okay. Put little stars of whipped cream all around the cake so people can get some whipped cream with their bites. Who doesn't like whipped cream? I don't know of anybody that doesn't like whipped cream. Put little stars in between to fill it in. Big stars, little stars. This one needs to be a little bit bigger. So now when this cake cools, I'm going to leave it like this for right now because that glaze is entirely too hot. Let me go ahead and stick this in the fridge. But you can go ahead and just fill that whole center with whipped cream, or just leave the glaze in there, put some whipped cream around the edges. But I am going to leave it like that for right now because I want everything to cool a little bit before I put any more whipped cream on there. So this is my recipe for a rum amaretto glaze for the top of my microwave rum apple cake. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try to make this one. It's really good. Remember to increase that time on the cake if you watch the other video to 17 minutes instead of 12. And I hope you have a great day. If you like this recipe, please hit the like button. Feel free to leave comments, suggestions, anything you want to. I like to hear them. And I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.